Welcome back, everybody, to episode 58 of Galileo Super Colonization. And here I am, everybody, in orbit of Niven again. And I actually, as I said, when I was looking, I realized that, oh, look, we have this. So, anyway, let's actually log observational data and maybe see if we kind of get some more data back from transmitting that. So, anyway, so we actually realized that we actually have this antenna. Originally, I was thinking this was just going to be a science instrument, and it is both, and it's a very good antenna. And that really made the essentially the Gratian mission free, essentially. So that's really good. I did retract the antenna that we have. I do want to look at the analyze data from the radar thing. We're going to initiate transmission, and obviously transmitting that data is going to take basically no time at all. That's a very good thing. Analyze data. And then we're transmitting more data from obviously our probe. And then we could log visual observations and that kind of stuff and gather more data. But most of the stuff's already been done anyway, so. Analyze the data, that's almost all the data collected. This is a a ton of data to collect, and obviously what materials-based study of high orbit. Nope. How about observe mystery goo? Interestingly enough, that's not been done before. Anyway, so I could actually generally decouple the probe as well, but I mean, come on, it's like free solar power right now, so it's really not that big of a deal, in my opinion. We could stop the scanner, and we could stop the scanner because it's just consuming power for no reason at this point. The primary one, the other needs to keep running. And really, the gravity scan is really the only one that's truly unique. The problem is the gravity scan data is huge. It's really big data. But okay, anyway, let's actually warp around quite slowly around Niven to gather more scientific data in some other places, some other biomes, hopefully. So anyway, oh, there we go. I just missed it. There we go. Boom. So I still think that the idea that you don't get full science rewards from transmitting data, like especially temperature scan and stuff, is just weird to me, because it's just ones and zeros, and it's like you'd think that it'd be exactly the same if you transmit it at full signal quality, and if you don't, like it just feels weird to me. Like sure, like a materials bay, yeah, sure, but you're telling me data that's literally just binary number, like, oh, this is the pressure in kPa, or oh, this is the temperature. I feel like you should just get full return. And I wonder if I do make another series, I should get a mod for that, because it just seems weird. Like, and I think in Realism Overhaul they actually fix that issue, and they actually just say whatever, you get full science returns from temperature scans and stuff like that, because it just makes sense to me. Anyway. So I do want to basically gather the whole planet's science, and then transmit it, basically all of it, and get it, and then go to low orbit, and some more free data, quite nice. Now they're just getting some more scientific data of the upper planes, all these gravity scans, so we could actually see all different biomes, upper planes, lower planes, midlands. Like, how does the gravity of the planet vary in all of these different places? And that's what we're trying to figure out right now. We're wondering exactly why. that's happening. I just barely snatched that that data reading right there. So again, really, really, it's patience. Really, like for example, like if I didn't bother with this stuff, I probably would have missed like like probably 200 signs, 300 signs, something like that. And that's a lot of signs. That's quite a lot of signs to miss just because somebody couldn't be bothered to see when you fly over a new biome and the gravity changes, and you're like, okay. But really, like it is a microscopic, like it is just stupidly tiny gravity changes. Like this is why you need like this kind of ridiculously sensitive graviola detector to detect slightest changes in the gravitational field from having like a mountain instead of a flat terrain. To, really didn't do much. But I think it's about time now that I think I just I think I just should just kind of enter low orbit because come on. For some reason, the nuclear engine has no effect, and I don't really understand why it does that. But I guess it just doesn't want to have an effect now for some reason. Okay. One of the things I really regret not putting on this thing is a relay. Like, because really, even if it's a very short range relay, I should have put some kind of short range relay in this thing, and I could have put it in some kind of parking, almost graveyard, kind of a graveyard orbit, where like it could have just been a high distance relay. Oh my gosh, okay. Okay, now we have tons and tons of scientific data to collect. We have the multispectral scan of the orbital telescope, so log visual observation, soil moisture. Soil moisture data, and then obviously we want the gravity scan. That's really the most scientifically rich experiment. It's the one that gives us the most science. And then we have the material study as well, that we need to do that material study and low orbit of Niven. Now we're burning the engine, even though it doesn't look like it, because the game has just decided to say, you know what, your engines are going to look like from now on that they don't work because I decide so. It's like, are you kidding me, game? Ah, fine. So now we're going to be flying in low orbit and seeing the difference in gravity from things closer. So we're detecting the difference in gravity of the gravity scanner between different biomes and stuff, and we're going to detect that closer together to see if you're close to the planet, how much does the gravity vary. Okay. More 60 data collected. So for example, if I actually put a relay on this thing would have been amazing because it would have been able to communicate. But I didn't, I actually didn't like. Normally, I consider this antenna to be a full-blown antenna, but I didn't really consider that. Also, one of the big problems that I'm going to have with the Gratian mission is the fact that we're not going to have a relay. We're not going to have an orbital relay. Oh crap! What? Oh, I should really stop burning in the wrong place. Is the fact that we're not going to have a relay, and as I said, the mission, the lander mission, the rover is designed to have a good relay. It's designed because it obviously doesn't have enough range. So what I could do is I could land it. It is fully autonomous. I can make the computer land itself. Well, basically, I'm actually going to be controlling it, but somehow, but whatever. So once again, more gravity data to collect. And this time around, we're actually transmitting with full signal, so. We're literally just above the atmosphere. Like, we're orbiting, like, literally just barely above the atmosphere at this point. And I think we have already collected all the like orbital telescope data and that kind of stuff, so that those experiments are kind of silly. Oh, and you actually ran out of electric charge. Okay, now we need to go and orbit around the sun. Wait, what? Okay, oh yeah, we actually haven't collected all the data. So we're going to log visual observation and transmit that data back, review data, transmit that data, and then obviously we need a multispectral sensor that is somewhere around here. Okay, there it is, There's the particular sensor I'm looking for, the multispectral sensor. Oh, wait, what? I'm sorry, I actually clicked perform all signs and didn't really realize it. I guess it's a really easier way to do it. It's just to kind of perform all signs and then just kind of do it. So multispectral. Log imaging data. Imaging data done, and I could just transmit the data. Boom. And how much signs do we have now? Yeah, 3,200 signs. That's a lot of signs from this mission, and that's not even including any of the surface or atmospheric data that we're supposed to be collecting. Now, one thing that I can potentially do is I can just literally touch the atmosphere. What I can do is I can, not the orbit the thing, but basically just make it skim for the atmosphere. And while I'm skimming for the atmosphere, just gather data. And that could actually be a pretty good way to get data. I really don't want to deorbit the probe or anything like that, but you know, it might happen. There might be an accident or something while trying to do it, and it may actually end up deorbiting the probe. Okay, multispectral sensor. I never find it, I swear. Okay, it's somewhere around there. It is. It's just buried in there. Oh shit. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to swear, but I missed it. Oh crap. So we could orbit at like 5 times, you know, normal speed. Oh, gravity scan. Oh, there we go. Boom, got data collected. So you know, I think 5 times speed is enough because this is already at the point where, like, you know, going so fast around the planet that you may generally actually miss something. And it's still 2,700 meters per second of delta V. That is just so really just shows how much I over-engineered this mission. This mission is just ridiculous. It's just over-designed to the absolute limits. Like, you know, like the amount of fuel this thing needs is just, you know. So I keep that in mind that, you know, I look at the delta V of this mission and really see how much delta V needs to do all this stuff. There we go, log imaging data of the multispectral scanner. Okay, I think I like the idea of actually skimming for the atmosphere. So what we're going to do, right, is we're going to come on this side of the planet, just behind it. We're not going to have a signal, I think. But so normally, if we're playing with remote tech, we're just supposed to flip and burn very, very gently to essentially just barely even skim the atmosphere. The problem is, as you can see here, we would actually get deorbited from the slightest touch on the atmosphere. Like, and that's the risky thing about this, right? Is that you just touch the atmosphere and you're going to get deorbited. So this is exactly what I'm trying to do, right? I'm trying to literally just go for the atmosphere very, very, very gently. Apparently I'm using Talia Orbiter as a relay. I mean, I have so many different relays. Well, that's that one. So that's the one that missed. Well, the one that's supposed to be an orbiter, but I realized I underestimated how much delta V I'm going to need. Okay, so for some annoying reason it's going to be on... I'm pretty sure the encounter is going to be... No, okay, that's interesting. So I could warp ahead, I think. Oh no, okay, so according to what it says here, I'm actually going to be skimming for the atmosphere, but I shouldn't lose anything, but just in case, I'm going to F5 for safety. Oh my gosh, I've gone over the